Alright, so we're back with Digital Devil Saga. You may remember Digital Devil Saga. There was a trailer for it in Nocturne. This game came out afterwards. It shares the same game engine. The battle system is still the press turn system, though it has a bunch of differences, particularly in that you aren't recruiting demons, it's more character based, like a lot of traditional JRPGs. It has voice acting, which is very different to Nocturne. Did anybody ever check out the website RPG Fan? It's a good place to go for reviews of RPGs and has been for a long time. It's like, Nocturne has problems, but it's a very solid game. Digital Devil Saga is a lot less bullshit. Although, like, make no mistake, it doesn't mean that it's where I want it to be. Up a little bit. There we go. I need to work the positioning of this out. I think that's right. Yeah. I ask if anybody ever checks out RPG Fan, because RPG Fan, decent site, worth checking out for RPG, for reviews of RPGs. They did a list at one point of the 50 best RPGs on PS2. This came in first, with good reason. And like, we're going to be doing Nocturne very on and off for a while. But now that we're sitting down and starting this, like, we're going to do Digital Devil Saga. Excuse me. The good news is, well, despite this being a game that came out in like 2004, with voice acting, it has subtitles. And it's got some very interesting themes that you don't really see in a lot of games, and I think you guys will find very interesting. There's an interesting point. Oh, you're gonna grab it digitally then, Bane? There's an interesting point with this game in that fuck, I forgot to turn the damn thing on again. Sorry about that. Thanks for letting me know, Clem. Oh, you're gonna play the original, fair enough.
New recruits are always available, but a leader is irreplaceable.
Can't believe I forgot that again.
Remember that.
This game has such a good soundtrack as well, and pretty decent voice acting. And I'm just sat here talking away, not realising. There's an interesting point to make, like, you think of super bosses in JRPGs, and, like, what are some of the toughest super bosses you've ever fought? Emerald Weapon, Penance, Izumat. Maybe an example outside of Final Fantasy. Possibly Time Devourer in Chrono Trigger DS. This game is generally considered to have the hardest
remove the unidentified object at coordinates 2314.
Generally considered to have the hardest bonus boss in JRPG history.
Comply will be deemed an act of war.
Warning to the Embryon. Remove the unidentified object at coordinates 2314-5873. Failure to comply will be deemed an act of war.
And lo, I became a monster and feasted on the flesh of men. So Digital Devil Saga is a strange game in tone. It's set in some kind of post-apocalyptic wasteland called the Junkyard. There are 6 groups who fight each other. They all fight each other. The goal being to be the group that comes out on top. Because the group that is left standing when the war that they're all in ends gets to ascend to Nirvana.
Leader.
We play as Surf, the leader of the Embryon, the smallest group on the Junkyard. So that's interesting.
Any thoughts?
Visually, I don't think, like, this game uses the same graphical style as Nocturne, but I don't think it has such a love of blurry filters.
Surf.
This is one of the few Shin Megami Tensei games where you don't get to name your main character. Which I think is entirely for the same reason why a lot of JRPGs around this time stopped letting you name your main character, because the other characters are voiced. Like, if you think about it, Final Fantasy X was kind of an exception with that. Yeah, I think it's a sacrifice to voicing.
Still sleeping.
She did not have a tag ring. Who could she be?
The woman is not our concern. The ramifications of the battle are unclear.
So, like, we talk about the bonus boss a little bit again. You can't fight the bonus boss in your first playthrough. It has to be in New Game Plus. And the bonus boss is also the player character from Nocturne.
Our priority is to clarify the situation.
I will go to the vanguards.
To the Vanguard's territory?
I will. They may have an answer for us. Surf and I will go. And one more. The rest will stay and guard the base.
Yeah, the personalization. It's an interesting take, though.
I want an explanation.
Shin Megami Tensei has a strong point of you being the character. You make the decisions, you decide where the story goes, and so on and so forth. And it's kind of surprising that they don't let you name the character in this game because your character is because the party is voiced. Whereas in Final Fantasy X, Tidus is voiced, but you get to name him. They'll just never say his name. The entire game is built around them never saying his name. Which is why there are the arguments over how you pronounce Tidus. Yeah, only naming your main character is not uncommon. The mainline Shin Megami Tensei games, up until SMT4, or I guess Strange Journey, if you want to count that as one of the main games, let you name your main character and several other important characters. Like in SMT1, you get to name your main character, the Chaos Hero, the Law Hero, and I think the heroine. So there's an interesting point to make with this. Yeah, it's a weird thing in 8 not being able to name anybody other than Squall and Renoa. And, like, naming the summons... We saw it when we did Final Fantasy VIII. Naming the summons just made it a little more difficult to track who was actually which summon. Okay, we don't need any of this yet. Karma terminals. Teleport, recover, and save at large ones. And at small ones, you can just save. Yeah, but Buttman was like a deliberate thing. We never got to actually use Buttman ourselves. Oh yeah, no, it was a bit of in-game fun. And thankfully Buttman wasn't something that was confusing. Okay, there is... This game has a strong focus on a particular kind of philosophy, and I forget what it's called. Let me see if I can find it. Strong Hindu architecture. Oh, I can't find what it's called. There is an interesting point though with the writing of this game. It's a splinter philosophy. The concepts and original draft were written by Japanese author Yuga Dai, but she withdrew from the project for personal reasons and was replaced by Atlas scriptwriter Tadashi Satomi. Godai has since written a series of novels based on her original premise for the story, and I recall, I think it was last year or the year before, hearing that the first of the novels was being translated into English, and I need to get around to reading it. Because that'd be worth doing. Because there are a lot of interesting ideas in Digital Devil Saga. But as far as I'm aware, the original intention from the author was to take the game's story in a different direction. And like, if you're looking to get into the Shin Megami Tensei series, this is a good one to go for. Probably the best idea on the PS2. It wasn't labelled as Shin Megami Tensei in Japan. In Japan, the name is Digital Devil Saga Avatar Tuner. This is the original game. I have both Digital Devil Saga and Digital Devil Saga 2, both physically and on PS3 as PS2 classics. And I've been wanting to sit down with these games again for a long time. And try to push my way through the PS3 versions as PS2 classics. But there is a lot of problems with those versions. They run slower for some reason. There's sound lag in the cutscenes, which is one of my biggest pet peeves. When sounds don't line up properly with what they're supposed to. I hate that. And so one of the main reasons for setting my PS2 up in a more permanent fashion was to be able to play this again, and then I expanded from this into other PS2 games. And we're at the point now where I don't use the PS3 for PS2 games at all, because the PS2 classics are just so unreliable. Some of them work fairly decently. Katamari Damacy plays fine, as far as I'm aware. The Grand Theft Auto games play pretty well. Persona 3 FES, I never had a problem with that on PS3. I didn't finish Persona 4 on PS3, but I didn't have a problem with that. But like, before you pick up any game as a PS2 classic on PS3, it's worth looking into it to see just how well it runs. Okay, so this will be good. Expand on what we know about these. 6 major groups that divide and rule the junkyard. The Embryon is one such group, that's our group. I forgot they were called tribes. I was trying to think of the name of them, and all I could think of was like gang. Junkyard is the name of the world we live in, divided into 7 areas. Which, these names come from something, I don't remember what it is. Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishunda, and Ajna, and Sahasrara. Tribes of the Junkyard are all fighting to rule over the other tribes. Triumphant group will be allowed into Nirvana. The idea is, like, we'll be able to see it on the map in a minute. There's a big tower in the center. The idea is that the last remaining group Okay, you're not going to give me them. Fair enough. Yeah, I think it is somewhat like, we took a look and it said Hindi. Hindu. I think there's a little more to it. But the idea is that tower up on the top right there, that's the center of the junkyard. The last remaining group gets to climb the tower to Nirvana. Site where the black objects and the girl appeared, which is halfway between the Embryon territory and the Vanguard territory. The game has a bunch of interesting ideas about philosophy.
Something is wrong. There are no guards.
That works. Let us go.
That's probably a deliberate intention. Shin Megami Tensei is a series that loves its biblical references. Hell, the most common recurring final boss in the series is Jehovah. So this is an interesting point. You might have noticed that the voice acting seemed kind of lifeless. It doesn't really become overly apparent until a little bit later. But emotions are a foreign concept on the junkyard. Really, Star? You've never heard of Digital Devil Saga? Let's save it. Yeah, emotions are a foreign concept in the junkyard, and one of the major points of character growth is what happened in Ground Zero when everybody got hit with the light. Several things happened, one of which is that everybody who got hit with the light now has emotions. And they have to learn how to deal with that after a life without emotion. Amongst other things. No, it's Digital Devil Saga, Star. It's the story of how EA became the monster they are today. Oh, that's bullshit. So does that mean you can't get your collector's edition until whenever they reopen, if they reopen? If they don't decide to go into liquidation before this whole quarantine ends? And keep your money and refuse to give it back to you? Refuse to give you the goods for which you have paid? No, I want to put that back up, actually, because that's a bridge at the moment. Okay, so that's the map. That's interesting. Circle is the map now, and triangle resets the camera. Dead end. That's what I want to see. Yeah, I can understand you feeling gypped. GameStop waits so long to actually shut down. Doesn't look blue to me. And GameStop waits so long to shut down. They push through to sell Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal. But then as RE3 makes about to come out, the game you're actually interested in, then they close. Of course, this whole thing wouldn't be a problem if the collector's edition wasn't exclusive to GameStop in your country. Could you get it back if GameStop went into liquidation? Like, would there be anything to get it back from? Yeah, there's a small terminal we can save at. You know, I just realised we haven't actually had any fights yet. I don't think the actual encounter system is set up yet. Well, that's good of your bank at least. Well, GameStop has been in desperate decline for years now. And the big concern and the thought of why they were trying to push to stay open in the quarantine is that they couldn't handle like
Don't come any closer.
at least they couldn't handle like 2 weeks being shut.
No. Stay back. Don't eat me. Please.
Eat you?
Charlie, what are you saying?
You murdered them and ate them all! You all turned into monsters. And then you devoured all of my men! That light, that weird light, shot right through us. And then everyone started freaking the hell out!
Don't!
Everyone started attacking each other! You ripped them apart with your bare hands! And then...
Stop! Be quiet!
God help me!
Shut up! Couldn't have. No. Not me. I didn't do that. I didn't eat those people. I couldn't have. It wasn't me.
There's an interesting point of the colour change on the eyes. Signifying the awakening of the demons inside. Yeah, that's a Kazuma Kaneko design, alright. I forgot this game actually does a slide tutorial. The lack of a preload for a PC version is weird in this day and age. Especially when trying to convince people to buy digital over physical. Preload is like one of the main things they actually have. Nice. Yeah, the unfortunate thing, a company goes into liquidation, and 9 times out of 10, anybody who is owed something by the company just doesn't get anything. Don't get anything back.
I can't eat them.
Why do you hesitate? Circumstances are different now. If you refuse to eat...
So, note how Heat's eyes are still grey while Argilla's have gone pink. So the Devour system is an important part of this game. But we're not really going to get into that until later. They should do, but there's a reason a lot of companies will file for bankruptcy at specific points to avoid having to pay out shit like that. It becomes a case of they're no longer liable for it and they can use whatever they need. Yeah, physical versus digital is still kind of a problem. So I'll say it whenever it really needs to be said, but really do miss the days like this, when it was a case of buy a game, take it home, stick it in the system and play it. God damn it, you changed the auto button. I think that specifically is a problem with the PS4, Bane. It's not something you tend to see on the Xbox. Yeah, with the lack of day one patches as a safety net, games had to ship in a functional state. Ah, shit. Now that bothered me with RE2, RE2 make. It has spells behind the pre-order, what? Pre-order bonuses haven't been cosmetic only for a long time, and that's an issue. Yeah, that was funny. Like, Final Fantasy 15 having a big day one patch was kind of funny. Specifically because, like, if you remember, Final Fantasy 15 had... Oh yeah, no, I heard about the summons. I thought you were talking about just spells. No, it is bullshit. Yeah, if you remember, Final Fantasy 15 had... they announced a date where they would announce the release date. So, like, the date comes up and they have this big presentation to announce the release date of Final Fantasy 15. And then, like, a month before the release date, they announced a delay in it. Final Fantasy 15 is never going to be finished. They've stopped working on it because nobody was interested in the Arden DLC. You know, because they did the Season Pass, and then the Royal Edition happened, which wasn't part of the Season Pass. And then the, they announced the Arden DLC and more DLC, which wouldn't be part of the Season Pass, and you'd have to buy separate. Yeah, Final Fantasy 15, like, they have the announcement of the day they'll announce the release date, and then they announce the release date, and then we get to about a month before the release date, and they announce that they're delaying the game so they can put the day one patch on the disc. And then the game comes out and still has a huge day one patch anyway. Yeah, pretty much. Like, not as bad as Metal Gear Solid 5. And you can argue, like, if you want, you can argue that, oh, they added it through DLC, it was always intended as DLC. No, it wasn't. But also... Final Fantasy 15 added story content through the free updates. So if you played through that game when it came out, there's story content that was added to that game afterwards. As part of updates. Patching glitches isn't uncommon. That's what the point of it is. Metal Gear Solid 5 needed an actual ending. Metal Gear Solid 5 still pisses me off. And, like, the worst part about Metal Gear Solid 5 is you know that whatever ending it was gonna get would have been shit anyway. The game was not going anywhere good. That's fair enough. It's weird to look back on the first Dark Souls and some of the cheesing you can do in that. Like, I have never fought Ceaseless Discharge in Dark Souls 1 legitimately. Yeah, no, 4 should have been the ending. Rising, I don't have a problem with Rising because the story means nothing anyway. And the gameplay is really fun. It plays great as a game. But Peace Walker plays pretty well, but it has some of the worst bosses in the series. The co-op's fun, but like the bosses are designed for the co-op. Playing Peace Walker single player is not a fun experience. And like, but while the gameplay of Peace Walker is decent enough, especially considering it's a PSP game, the story adds nothing, and if anything, takes away. Like, the characterization of Big Boss in Peace Walker is shit. That's a good question, Star. Like, I don't think there would have been much point to remakes of Metal Gear 1 and 2. I mean, let's be fair, gameplay-wise, Metal Gear Solid is pretty much a remake of Metal Gear 2. Yeah, they show the progression of technology from Metal Gear 1 to Metal Gear 2 to Solid 2 to Solid 3 to Solid 4. And then for some reason in Metal Gear Solid 5 they have better technology than what's available in Metal Gear Solid 4, despite it taking place like 30 years earlier. Like, so why is Sahelanthropus basically the most technologically advanced Metal Gear? Why does Big Boss have a hologram projector? Oh, gaming technology, alright. Like, even if Kojima had stayed on at Konami and the whole bullshit between Kojima and Konami hadn't happened, like, Kojima had really pushed too far with 5. Oh, Sahelanthropus. Alright. It's not that it was only usable by a psychic, I'm pretty sure that it was only usable by a child. But, like, it becomes a point, even if Kojima had finished off Metal Gear Solid 5, it wasn't going anywhere. Metal Gear Solid 5 was a mess. You know, one thing I do kind of appreciate about Digital Devil Saga is the lack of negotiation, which makes the game a little less of a pain to recruit new demons. Because in this, we just eat them. I don't even remember what the Metal Gear and Metal Gear 1 was called. It was a number. It was Metal Gear numbers. Like, Metal Gear Solid 5's a mess, and I think it's Kojima, like, with the shackles too far off. It's like, yeah, okay, so Metal Gear Solid was a big success. And Metal Gear Solid 2 was a bigger success, and 3 was big, and 4 was big, and yada yada yada. And with each game, he got to have more and more control over them. And with 5, he had too much control. And we saw exactly where that went. And then we end up with Death Stranding. A game where Sony basically gave him full control over that game. And it's a boring, drawn-out mess that is full of Kojima pushing his whole Hollywood fantasy. Like, the game doesn't need to be interesting or engaging, the plot doesn't really need to be doing anything. We've got Hollywood stars in it, so who the fuck cares about the plot or the gameplay? It's like, I'll say the same thing about Death Stranding. Sahelanthropus Shadenis. I'll say the same thing about Death Stranding as I said about Beyond Two Souls. It's like, you can put some great actors in your game, that's all well and good. Ellen Page, solid actress. Willem Dafoe, fantastic in everything. But they don't make a good game. That's good research, that stuff. I still can't believe that Death Stranding got like 11 nominations at the Game Awards. And then Jeff Keighley's like, no, I don't get to choose what gets nominated. Yeah, no, it's a complete coincidence that I happen to be in the game as a major character. Or as a minor. It's a complete coincidence that I'm in the game. Alright, we can set the mantras now. I think my game crashed. Is it great from a cinematic view, though? How much is actually going on there? I think my fucking game crashed. Give me a minute, let me check this. Yeah, my game crashed. I'll be right back. Okay, we reset it. That was irritating. It's not crashed on me before like that. I still think Silent Hills, as directed by Hideo Kojima, would not have been a particularly great Silent Hill game. I don't think Kojima could actually do horror that well. And the whole idea of Kojima bragging that his horror game, his Silent Hills, would have made you, what was it, piss and shit yourself? And it's like, that's not good horror, Kojima. Okay, so I think I figured out how I crashed the game, because I just did it again. That's frustrating. Alright, so let's try and avoid doing that. Yeah, Silent Hill particularly is more psychological, but I am of the belief that good horror is more psychological than jump scares. I think good horror isn't a case of jump scares.
Rend, slaughter, devour your enemy.
I think good horror, which is what the classic Silent Hill games did, is the kind of thing that keeps you awake at night. The kind of shit that gives you nightmares, not the kind of shit that gets you so bad for a moment that you lose control of your bowels. Because that's stupid. I forgot about the void abilities. I think it's a stupid thing to brag about with horror. And it's like, oh yeah, no, I've got Guillermo del Toro on board. We're gonna make really fucked up horror games. The kind that'll make you lose control of your bowels. And I think at that point it becomes a case of, you know, when Guillermo del Toro movies kind of screw me up, it is not through jump scares. Yeah, jump scares need to be well managed. And, like, I think Silent Hill 2 has, like, one jump scare. I think, we go with Resident Evil, and I think Resident Evil is at its scariest when nothing is actually happening. Yeah, the expectation of a jump scare, or like letting a character's mind, letting a person's mind create the horror is surprisingly effective. It's like, we go back to RE1, and RE1 is scary to me when I've cleared the mansion out. Because nothing's happening. but you kind of feel like something is gonna happen. And like the unknown in itself is usually a lot scarier than what you know. Like when you first played RE2 and you were scared of Mr. X, it was a case of like, oh shit, he's chasing me. That's a problem. And you're scared of it. The minute he catches you, it's not scary anymore because all he does is kill you. Atmosphere is a very important point, and could Kojima do decent atmosphere, or would the soundtrack have to be filled with popular songs that he likes? Yeah, the basement theme in RE2 is pretty good. Code Veronica's music is one of the best parts of it. In case that happened. Yeah, the music of Code Veronica is like one of its best points. Like, I'll always point out Code Veronica's flaws, but I will also point out its positives, and the music is one of its best things. Code Veronica has some of the best examples of music in the series. Nice. Like, when it comes down to it, I don't think Kojima could have done a decent horror game. Zero's soundtrack is reasonable, but certainly not on the level of 2, Code Veronica. I'd kind of argue original Resident Evil is better with its soundtrack, but I think original Resident Evil's soundtrack is very underrated. When do I get to switch mantras? Gotta do it at a save point, I think. Yeah, the basement theme in original RE1 is fantastic. Charge shot. There we go. You know, there's something about the dungeons you'd get in JRPGs from this era. I don't know what it is, but I quite like them. Well, I feel like Kojima is like maybe one game, or like one game, one not so great game away from everybody realizing how full of shit he is. It's like, yeah, no, Kojima can be a really impressive visionary, and he's capable of putting out some fantastic gameplay developments, but for the love of God, have someone editing his shit. I think it's definitely one of the problems. It's like, remember when Metal Gear Solid 5 was when Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain was coming out? And Konami removed his name from the box, so it wasn't labeled as a Hideo Kojima game anymore. And like, it seemed like such a big thing for Konami to do. And then the game came out and it's like, you know, I don't think it was a big deal for Konami to remove his name from the box, considering how many times it appears in the main game. God, the whole credit sequence in Metal Gear Solid 5 was so stupid. Always spoiled whenever something was going to happen. Yes, okay, so we've been kind of just making our way through. And slowly trying to figure out what's going on, where Skullface is. And yeah, then they just do the guest starring the Skull unit. Oh. I guess I'll get ready for that then. I don't get how anybody could think that's a good idea. Nice. Well, I still can't believe that so many publications gave Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain perfect scores. Well, we had Teak in here earlier. I think he was waiting for a match while he was here, and he said he'd been in the queue for 90 minutes. Yeah. So, Clem, you're into RPGs, aren't you? That's not a bad time. And the idea of a 90-minute wait time reminds me of the queues that you had to put up early in Final Fantasy XIV's life cycle. So what do you think of this so far? I look forward to trying Resistance. Chances are the first time I jump into it is going to be when I play it with you guys. I know Ali was intending to stream it with us. And if she does that at any point before I play RE3 for myself, I'll just jump in with it. Yeah, the mainline Shin Megami Tensei series and the more Shin Megami Tensei style spin-offs, the ones that are closer to the main series than Persona, tend to have a very different style of music than Persona does. I think, like, even if Resistance is kind of trash, I think playing it with friends will make it fun. I really hope they do add the ability to play with 5 people, a party of 5 rather than a party of 4. Right, that makes sense. So we pushed Harley this way. I don't know who January is. But I also don't remember what launch sounded like in Dragon Ball. Alright, fair enough. Her name's January. Excessively New York's jersey. They do a smart thing here with leveling us up so fast this early. Because it feels like you're making tangible progress at a very important point when you're still trying to get into the game. Martin Sandwich, what? That's going to be important. That'll probably be useful. So, like, how many of you guys are getting RE3 Remake physically? It's easy to forget that we all actually have real names. Like, my physical copy arrived today, put it on the Discord, and on PS4 at least, I don't know if it'll be the same on Xbox, you put the disc in and you have the application there, and you can't play the game clicking on the application. The application drops down into 2 separate things where you can choose to install Resistance or RE3. Like, it's really weird, and then like you've got RE3 and Resistance on your system, and then also the separate RE3 tab for installing RE3 or Resistance. It seems really poorly designed.
Stay away!
Harley, tell us what's going on.
That is not important. Who exactly is the girl?
What girl? Please don't.
I would have thought the smarter idea would have been to just have Resistance as a menu option.
We were the only ones on the battlefield. Now who is the girl? Where did she come from? Answer
No, that's
me,
kind of
Harley.
stupid.
Why can't I get that girl out of my mind? Please.
Oh, no, there goes Heat's eyes.
Don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember Metal Gear Solid 5 doing that on PS4 between single and multiplayer.
There is one thing I finally understand. In this world, it's eat or be eaten!
Oh, that's stupid. I need to reorder Heat's abilities. Yeah, there's some really weird and interesting designs for monsters in this game. Like, you've got the pretty standard Shin Megami Tensei demons that appear in basically every Shin Megami Tensei game. But the humans that turn into monsters have very unique designs. Damn. Guess we're just gonna punch you then. Oh, that's gonna be a problem. Oh no, he has arms, they're just underneath his breasts. There we go. He also doesn't have eyes. This could be a bit of a problem. There we go. Not a problem anymore. Wait a minute, he has void fire, doesn't he? Didn't I get that? Yeah, I need to reorder these skills. Playing this like a freaking idiot. Yeah. Eyes hidden beneath his breastplates. And he doesn't have eyes. And void fire again. If that's all you got, then. You ain't going to Nirvana. It's probably worth knowing, like, Digital Devil Saga isn't a huge RPG. Estimated, like, around about 25 to 30 hours long. Well, we killed Harley.
Harley didn't know anything.
You think?
Let's get out of here.
I feel so weak.
Should have eaten him.
Surf, we must get back to the base.
So, now that we killed the leader of the Vanguards, everybody remaining under the Vanguards now becomes a member of the Embryon. Okay there, Argilla. Alright, let's get out of here. What time is it? We can go for like another 40 minutes or so. Former territory of the Vanguards. What up, boys? Going down. That's not good.
Heat. That is Gale.
So, you're hungry, Gale? Wanna eat me?
To you, deliver us from the dark and give us hope. May you fill us with your undying love, Shanti, Shanti.
What in the hell was that?
A song.
That was a song?
Yes, a song.
Tell me, who are you?
My name is Sarah. I've come to help everyone. You came to help us? From where? I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, this is a pretty weird game.
I just know that.
Pretty good though.
That I'm here to help everyone.
Again, it's worth stating, like, before any of this started happening, none of these characters actually had emotions.
Your explanation is flawed. We know nothing about you.
And I think the visual indicator that a character now has emotions is coloured eyes.
I do not comprehend.
I'm sorry. The thing is, I've heard that song somewhere.
I have too.
Yeah, same here.
I have not. I do not comprehend.
I'm sorry. But as long as she's here, we'll be safe from one another.
Yeah, hopefully we
We
won't
may
eat
even
each
be
other.
able to return to normal.
You felt that hunger. You felt that power inside of you. All of us have changed, so deal with it.
So, we'll be this way forever?
Forever and ever and ever.
Regardless, nothing has been resolved. The Karma Temple will identify.
This is a transmission from the Karma Temple. All tribe leaders are to report to the temple immediately.
Better get going.
For what purpose, dissemination machine?
Questions of this nature are not permitted. Report to the temple immediately.
Okay, well, guess there's not really anything else to do. Well, I guess it'll give us a good chance to take a look at the other tribe leaders. So save, and we'll head to the Karma Temple. Yeah, like, I think there are 2 points to determine whether or not a character is awoken to emotions. The coloured eyes, or in the case of characters like Surf, whose eyes are naturally grey anyway, pupils in the eyes. Interesting question, Angela. And logically. That's actually an interesting point that I didn't bring up. Sarah's hair being completely black is weird in this world. Nobody has black hair. What does that mean, though? Okay, so killing faster gives us more money. Worth remembering. Alright, let's head to Sahasrara. you look at this place and you just feel this is probably going to be the final dungeon. We're going to come back here at some point and probably have to climb the entire thing. Fighting is forbidden for now. It's a cat. Meow. Meow. The Maribel. Solids. Eat. So we end up with a point here. We were able to take Harley down fairly easily because he only just awoke to his demon form. The longer we take to take everybody else down, the stronger they're going to become. Which is a good explanation for why everybody we come up against is going to get stronger as we go through the game. Good day. The wolves. The brutes. So that's all 4 of the other tribes that are left. The Maribel, the Solids, the Wolves, the Brutes. Yes, I do. Let's find out why they summoned us. And we can also use this to get a look at the other leaders.
Everyone is present. Why have we been summoned, Dissemination Machine?
No answer to your query is available. There are no pertinent issues to be addressed at this time.
So why are we here?
I do not understand this. The temple summoned...
I summoned you.
Okay.
As you gaze at the heavens.
Angel.
Listen closely, as there is not much time. Mark these words as the temple's new commandment. Soon, The laws of nature governing this world shall regress to a more primal state of being. The key lies in the Atma you have gained. Atma is the power of demons, signified by the brands upon your flesh. A demon gains power by feeding. Rend, slaughter, devour your enemies. There is no other way to survive. You cannot escape your hunger, warriors of purgatory. What is a demon? The essence of your new selves, your karma. You cannot yet understand. If you wish to learn the truth, slay those assembled here and ascend to Nirvana. All that you desire shall be granted in Nirvana. End the stalemate with your newly awakened powers and fulfill my commandment at once.
You speak words that we do not understand. Aside from our new power, nothing has changed.
Incorrect. There is one addendum. The black-haired girl. One tribe will conquer this purgatory and seize the black-haired girl. Nirvana shall open its gates to this tribe alone.
She's the key.
You. Remember, if you plunge the truth, Sarah, reap enter Nirvana, devouring everyone in your path.
I don't know about you guys, but that feels like something that we probably shouldn't trust.
System update. The temple acknowledges demon existence. System inquiry. Review this information, child of purgatory.
The mantras. Demons, karma, devouring, solar noise. Basically, we exist in a world known as the Junkyard. There are 6 tribes fighting for dominance. Whichever tribe is left standing when the others are dead get to ascend the temple at the center of the world to Nirvana. In a conflict with another group, we stumbled upon a device that exploded and shot light through us all that has given us the power to turn into demons. At the center of the device was the black-haired girl. Demon is a person's Atma or true character. Everything born of God holds the informational possibility of demons. The virus is merely a trigger. Karma is the sum of your deeds in this life. The more demons hunted and devoured, the more karma gained. Karma is the source of strength. Demons must consume magnetite in order to survive. All things contain traces of this information construct, but humans and demons require great energy. The only way to preserve the information of one's existence is to devour one's enemies. Demons are influenced by information noise. Hunting is also affected by fluctuations of solar noise. Devour others to gain karma and become the strongest being, child of purgatory. One who devours. The solar noise, which appears in the top left, is basically this game's version of the traditional moon cycles that appear in almost every Shin Megami Tensei game. Of course, that's how we do mantras. The hunt skills. Alright. Get mantra. Get busy mantra or get busy dying. The skill tree. I forgot that unlocking these requires mecha. Which creates a point of really need to conserve money in this game for this shit. Let's see. 4,000, no. Let's go with electricity. Nobody in the party has that yet. Okay, we want Devourer. Giving everybody hunt skills will give them the ability to raise their AP faster and master mantras. But with Argilla, we want to go back because she hasn't mastered her first mantra yet. Which means we want to set a different one. We want to set her mantra back to what it was previously until she's mastered it. Oh, it says she did master it. Yeah, it's because that's what she had. That's what she was learning, Earth. Alright. I finished learning that. Elemental variety is very important. Actually at the top, and I want that there. Let's get out of here. You guys think we should do the 4x3 streams without these at this point? Or you think these are distracting? Or we should just have like black bars? I want to get some opinions on that. Well, let's head home. Did I miss anything? Alright. My main thought with it was like we started it during the Skies of Arcadia streams. And like my big issue with it was how we were just black bars on the sides of the screen. Could rework something so that we have it as borders on either side. The box art might be a little distracting. Something to reconsider. Everybody has a weakness. Probably restore as well, actually. And remember, it costs money to heal. But you thought this was a Pokemon Center? No. Alright, let's go.
If we want to know about Sarah, bring her to Nirvana. Is that all she had to say?
Yeah, we also have to eat people.
Angel. I do not know this name.
Sounds like a broody name.
Remember nothing?
They'd leave Sunnydale and go and live in Los Angeles for 5 seasons.
I'm very sorry. Atma. Child of Purgatory? Now what do we do?
Probably go and eat people.
Nothing's changed. We'll crush the other tribes and reach Nirvana. By using this new power.
So the lip syncing is
no
terrible.
objections. Our goal remains the same.
I am in Sarah's debt.
I just
Like, the subtitles
want to be
line
normal.
up with the voices, right?
I'll do
But
anything
my
to
guess
help
is the
restore
lip
this
syncing
curse.
is specifically designed for the Japanese dialogue.
It is decided. Allow me to propose a plan.
Hey, what do you got for us, Gale?
As we are aware, there is only one way to reach Nirvana.
So this is interesting because this has the original Japanese
That is
names
to
of
defeat
these,
the 5 other
of the
ruling
other tribes. And the names were
Present
changed
ourselves
in
to
the
the
English
temple.
version. That's fair enough. We're going to be calling it
The
quits in like
largest
15
tribe,
minutes,
the
so you're not going to
Brutes,
miss much.
is presently struggling against the wolves.
But it says brutish and hounds.
It is unclear whether the Solids or Maribel pose the next greatest threat. As for us, though
Oh,
we
that's a shame,
defeated the
Clem.
vanguards, we are severely lacking in manpower.
Who cares? We'll devour them one by one.
Easier said than
Take
done.
care, Clem. Thanks for joining
What's
us,
your
buddy.
plan?
If we feign an alliance with one of the weaker tribes and defeat their rival, we can then crush them afterward.
Interesting thought.
You mean we're going to side with our enemy?
Until now, the tribes have relied solely on their own strength and resources. But an inflexible mind limits one's strategic options.
So our enemy's enemy is our friend?
For now.
You've certainly changed.
You are the ones who have changed. Your emotions have clearly become unstable. I do not comprehend.
What about Sarah, then? I'm sure everyone's hot on her trail by now.
There was a point, actually. If someone like the Solids decides to attack us, we couldn't fend them off.
Cielo and I shall remain here. No one knows of her whereabouts. Hereafter, we should institute a policy of silence regarding Sarah's existence.
What is our leader's decision?
We'll do it without betrayal.
You're too naive.
Go fuck yourself, I'm the one in charge.
Kill them before they kill us.
First, we head to the Maribel's territory. Their boss is skilled, but the individual members are weak. It is advantageous for them to accept us, and defeating them will not pose a problem.
Unless Janana is a little more than we anticipate. I suppose there's as good a reason as any to fight forward, I guess. So let's go to the Maribels. Although it'd be worth doing a little bit of grinding to get Argilla to master Earth Spirit before we go. And then put her on Devourer after that. Questions and conundrums. Alright, let's go. Implanting of memories, perhaps? Who knows? And back to the Vanguard's territory, maybe? A couple of things we didn't finish exploring there. Okay, so that seems to be a suggestion that I should go through. Okay. Well, let's head in then. We have the Devour ability yet? I mean, I do. It's tied to the Hunt skill. So the rookies are going to be the explanation for why there are still random battles here. Okay. Save it and then let's head through. make a quick rush of this. Master Earth Spirit for Argilla, and then head to the Maribel territory and call it a night. Then come back on Sunday and finish off Wind Waker. Yeah. There it is. So we attack, and then attack again. That's a death. I forget what exactly explains the Devour ability. You have to be careful about eating too much. Okay, that's the boss room. Wonder if any of the barriers are gone. That led us up there. Kind of a low-key ending. It's okay. Got tired anyway. Items up there. Where does this connect to? Here. Barrier there. That would be how we get it. Has green barrier gone? I guess. Worth finding out. I need to sit down and do Chrono Trigger for myself again. Been meaning to do that for ages. And I don't think we get into it for stream anytime soon. Oh, green barrier is still there. I forget how we get rid of these barriers. Okay, and now we try eating this one, see how that works for us. There it is. Hasn't explained it yet, but that's how you do it. If the killing blow is a hunt skill, you gain extra Atma. Helps you max your mantras out faster. How many people are planning to stream Resident Evil 3 tonight? You're gonna play it. That's fair enough. Yeah, that's weird. Like we were saying before, preload is like the only reason digital really seems to have a purpose. That's fair enough. They're going for the collector's edition. Like, if you can't preload it to have it available to play as soon as it's available, what's the point of buying digital? Can I get mantras from these? Yes, I can. Awesome. So grind a little bit around here, because Argilla is almost mastered Earth Spirit. It's like, if anything, being able to preload a game is like one of the major advantages digital should have over physical. I think it'd be worth looking into how soon when you'd be able to get the collector's edition. Because if it's anytime soon, I'm sure we'd all be willing to wait. Because you're gonna get ripped off on trading for it. It's gonna be weeks, jeez. So there is a risk of killing an enemy with a hunt skill. Because sometimes you'll end up with a stomachache. And if you end up with a stomachache, you don't gain any Atma points from that battle. Oh come on, that's pretty much maxed. That's fair enough, it'd make a nice gift. Just hope you actually do get your collector's edition and you don't end up screwed over by GameStop. There is an ability we can get later in the game that pretty much prevents stomachaches from happening. At which point, you may as well just go all out with Devours. Nah, but it is a bunch of money lost. Which, you know, isn't great. Okay, so swap Argilla's mantra. Give her the Devour skill. Yes. As soon as she masters that, the better. Especially since Devour is going to maximize what we can do. Spring sale up on PSN if anybody's interested. Some reasonable stuff at kinda decent prices. Plus, if anybody has a Switch, spring sale on the Switch eShop. I was actually about to pick up BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle today for Switch, because it's less than $5 on the US eShop. But I spent a bit of extra time looking into it, and that game seems like it's been specifically... Oh, I forgot about the combo stuff. That stuff seems the game seems specifically designed to abuse DLC. I've not seen such a weak... Damn. I've not seen such a weak crossover roster like that since Capcom Fighting Jam on the PS2. Which thought it'd be a good idea to have characters cross over from like 5 different Capcom games. What was it? It was Street Fighter 2, I think. Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Street Fighter Alpha 3, I think. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Darkstalkers and Red Earth. And it had 4 characters from each. Which was kind of meh. It's like, okay, so BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is a crossover between BlazBlue, or BlazBlue, whatever you want to call it, Under Night in Birth, Ruby, or RWBY, however you pronounce it, that Rooster Teeth not anime thing, and Persona 4 Arena. And it's worth noting that when the game came out, it had 4 characters, because the only one of these I'm actually a fan of is Persona 4 Arena. It had 4 characters from Persona 4. Right, okay. And didn't even have the main cast, the entire main cast of Ruby or RWBY or whatever it's called. Which was pretty bad. And their intention was like, okay, 20 characters in the main game, and we'll sell another 20 as DLC. Because of the backlash against the game for not having the 4 main characters of RWBY, or let me just look up how the fuck that's pronounced. It's pronounced Ruby, alright. Because it didn't even have the 4 main characters of that, they were intending to put 2 of them out as DLC. There was a big backlash, and they ended up cutting 2 of the 20 planned DLC characters out of their intended season pass, and giving those 2 characters free. Because those 2 characters were the other 2 main characters of Ruby. And it's like, I was looking at it and like, you know, this kind of game seems... It goes for like $20 full price, which is suspicious. And then I look at it, it's like, this really seems like a game that is intent on making money through DLC. I was like, you know what, I'm just not going to buy this. It's like $4.80, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. But yeah, if anybody's got a Switch, sale on the Switch eShop. The sale seems better in the European eShop. If anybody wants to take a look at that. Because it's not hard to have 2 accounts, one for the US, one for Europe. Okay, so there's supposed to be something in Harley's room.
Come on, your ass is mine.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like the slime might actually be weak to all elements. You know, I'll definitely give this game credit over... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, I'll definitely give this game credit over Nocturne. Its random encounters are not as overdone. And then, oh, lo and behold, we immediately walk into another random encounter while I'm saying it. Oh, for fuck's sake. Just weak to Ashi? Yes, it is. Just weak for terror. Yeah, I think they're just weak to elements. This is a good game. I think one of the most important things with a JRPG is to really nail the battle system, make the battle system enjoyable, make it not take so long, but it, like, even if it does take a while, make the battle system really enjoyable for it. Because you're looking at least 70% of a JRPG being spent in the battle system. I think this game does that pretty well. Alright, let's see what's in here, and then we'll head to the Maribel's territory. And after that, we'll save it. Interesting. They said that green wall was blue, so that might be... point. Where is that? It's all the way back here. It would be faster to teleport back to the start. Yes. You can teleport from any small terminal, but you'll only be able to teleport back to large terminals. Like, you can teleport from any terminal, but you can only teleport to large terminals. Alright, so let's get this done. Oh, this will be worth it. I actually don't know what we're going to get for it. One turn kill. Give me some of that sweet, sweet marker. Alright, let's get that blue wall that's clearly green. And eat the other one. Nice. It's always risky to end a battle on a Devour, because if the battle ends with the character in a stomachache, they don't gain any atma points. But if a character devours an enemy and gets a stomachache, but is then able to cure the stomachache before the end of the battle, you'll still gain the points. Weird symbol on the map for that. Alright, so let's get these goodies. Vital noise, which I think increases health. Increases vitality. Power noise, which I think increases strength. Vitality +2, but 1 ally, strength +2. It's worth noting, restores all HP and MP for 1 ally. So you could use these whenever you get them, or you could save them for when you actually need a heal. Since they increase your stats, they're expendable items anyway. But it can really work out for you if you save them until you're low on health and stuff. There is a cost to devouring. If you don't devour, everybody gains equal atma points. If you do devour, then it's not equal. That's fair enough, Ben. We're going to head to the Maribel territory and call it a night ourselves anyway. So you're not going to miss anything. Thanks for joining us, buddy. We're back on Sunday. I'll catch you then. You take care, man. Alright, let's get out of here. Yes. Manipura. I think the save point is on the outside here. What are you looking at? Howdy doody.
I assume you all have the power.
Okay, so I get why you're wearing underwear like that.
How else could
Why
you
is your
make it
second in
this
command
far?
wearing underwear like that over his clothes?
So then, you're the same as us.
Not just me. Nearly all of us have changed.
Nearly all?
Soon everyone in the junkyard will be this way. The war will escalate. God has cursed us all.
What's cursed? Who is this god?
I do not know.
Well, that becomes the point, the problem with the guy that's with her. His underwear isn't under anything, it's over stuff.
Are you sad?
What is sad?
I'm not sure. You just seem that way.
Many of us have died.
That's
due
a
to
nice
this
jacket.
unexplained power. If my reaction is sad, then yes, I am sad. Explain your business.
It stab people with my kick-ass arm blades.
Interesting. But first of all, you must prove that you are worthy of fighting alongside the Maribel.
Wait, Janana!
What is with people always asking me to prove myself?
The tribe is hungry. I'll be waiting for you, if you can survive.
Well, it sure is convenient that everybody's mark is on visible patches of skin. Alright, so the save point is over here. Well, this room seems weirdly pointless. Alright, there should be a save point somewhere within the entrance. We didn't come here to fight, we need to prove that by fighting. Yeah, I guess that is true. The more we take over, the higher the stakes become, because we control more. Which means all anybody needs to do is knock us down and take everything that we've already taken. Okay, is it in here? There it is, the save point. It's been a weird kind of all over the place stream today. Third game. It was Matrix Path of Neo. And like that bit where it splits into 5 paths is just not very interesting. We made some progress in Nocturne. That's definitely going to be a very on and off thing as we kind of work our way through it over an extended period whenever I really feel like it. Actually, sitting down with Digital Devil Saga has been nice. I do really like this game. But that's going to do it for tonight. I want to thank everybody who joined the stream. It was really pretty support. So thank you so much. Big special thanks to everybody who joined the chat. That is Bane, Klim, Star, Teak. I think that's everybody. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We'll be back on Sunday, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time GMT. With what hopefully will be the conclusion of Wind Waker HD. Hopefully we'll finish that off. We've got the Wind Temple, and then it's the Triforce Hunt, and then the finale. Like the climax of the game. So hopefully we'll get that done in a single session. It would be the conclusion, but it'd probably be like an hour longer. Like, looking at the map yesterday, was it, I think? No, it was Tuesday. Looking at the map on Tuesday, the incredible chart that tells you where all the pieces are. 5 of the Triforce charts have been replaced with just the Triforce pieces. Whereas in the GameCube version, there were 8 Triforce charts, and you had to find each chart, and then each chart would give you the location of the Triforce pieces. Yeah, I need to find the Ghost Ship chart. That's my only real concern. Yeah. Get the ghost ship chart, and that is probably the only real concern with that. We get the ghost ship chart, and then everything else is marked on the map. But like, we're not going to be streaming tomorrow or Saturday, largely because I imagine everybody is more interested in playing Resident Evil 3 Remake. And I guess I don't want to be here on my own, and I don't want to make you guys feel like you have to be here with me. So we're just going to take the entire thing out of the equation. And we'll just be back on Sunday at the regular time. Yeah, Tetra got hers so much easier. Like, looking at how Wind Waker's gone down and how it's been kind of less exhilarating than I was hoping, I've been kind of disappointed with the playthrough, honestly. We might go into Twilight Princess after Star Wars month. And like, once we've done Twilight Princess, all that's really left is the Game Boy ones that I haven't done before. Or that I haven't beaten before. There we go. We have several games in consideration for Star Wars month. Though we are definitely starting with Knights of the Old Republic. How many games we end up doing for it on the stream depends on how fast we get through it. Episode 1 Racer is probably going to go on the channel as a one-off. I've already recorded a few of the one-offs for that. I've recorded one full playthrough that's going up on the channel. But, you know, there is the possibility that I might just do a stream of a bunch of Star Wars games that I'm not really intending to play all the way through anyway. And what do I got? I got 3 Star Wars games on Dreamcast. One of them is Episode 1 Racer. So we could run through those 3 games in a single stream. I have like 5 for the Nintendo 64. One of those is Racer. I need to stop getting like one game on there. I got Jedi Power Battles on Dreamcast. I also have it on PlayStation. And like with Episode 1 Racer, I'm probably going to just do the Dreamcast version. With Jedi Power Battles, I'm debating doing both because the Dreamcast version has a bunch of significant improvements. I grew up on the PlayStation version, and going through the Dreamcast version has been really weird. Like after, because we probably will get Knights of the Republic done before the end of Star Wars month. We're probably going to Jedi Fallen Order after that. You mean the Phantom Menace game? We could do the Phantom Menace. Interesting game. It's not very good, but I really enjoyed it when I was younger. And I think the main reason is it was the closest thing that we had at the time to a Star Wars RPG. Well, I'm not sure how many sessions we're going to be doing per week in Star Wars month. If things continue as they are at the minute, we'll probably have a few extra. If they don't and we kind of get back to some sense of normality, we'll probably be either the regular 3 streams a week, possibly 4 if I get all the recording I need for Star Wars month done beforehand. So we'll have to see about that. But we still got like a month left. It's 4 weeks today, actually. 4 weeks now that it's Friday. if we do Republic Commando was actually the first time I ever saw Grievous. Before Episode 3, because I didn't see the Clone Wars cartoon that introduced him. The Genndy Tarkovsky cartoon. Yeah, that's going to do it for tonight. I hope everybody has enjoyed Digital Devil Saga. It's kind of a messy stream again. I mean, at least yesterday's stream ended on kind of a high point and we had some fun messing around a bit. Well, I think we got some decent stuff with Digital Devil Saga. I'm kind of disappointed that it crashed twice. But the fact that the crash was something I could replicate suggests something I need to look into it. Test it out. Well, yeah, once again, thank you to everybody for watching. I always really appreciate the support. Big special thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much. Chat is what keeps streams going. I really appreciate the conversations. It's good stuff. And you guys, I usually have some good conversations. Once again, we're back. 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time GMT on Sunday with Wind Waker HD. Hopefully the conclusion. There's like 2 dungeons left. Like, that's really disappointing. One of them's the fucking Wind Temple. Ugh. And I don't know when we'll be back with Digital Devil Saga, because either Monday or Tuesday we'll be doing the RE3 make stream. And my intention is to do all of it. Like, we either do all of it in one stream, or if I don't feel like we're getting close to an end, break it into 2 streams. And that'll be either Monday or Tuesday. I'll decide that on Sunday. I'll let you guys know. Hopefully you'll have all played it by that point. So you won't have to worry about spoilers. So you can all come and enjoy my stream as I play it for the first time. But in the meantime, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day. And take care. Catch you next time, guys.